What we have here is a Toto Drake toilet, and we are going to be replacing the fill valve with this Korky long-lasting fill valve, which is number 528X. It's a direct replacement for the existing fill valve on toilets. 10-year warranty with this particular product. That's why I got it, because the other one's 5 years for like around $10, and this one was 10 years for $15. That might be all marketing BS, but it's made in the USA. The first thing that we should do is shut off the valve. Now, I have a manifold that allows me to shut it off downstairs. And all you have is the fill valve on either the wall or the floor. Go ahead and turn that to the off position. It should be 90 degrees to the pipe as opposed to vertical with the pipe. We need to come up here. We're going to open up the back of the tank, and we're going to flush and make sure it doesn't fill back up. Here is the existing G-Max fill valve. Really want that to be as drained as possible, because whatever you don't drain, you're going to have to drain out the bottom of the fill valve as you remove it. Okay, that's as empty as it gets. What we're going to do is get us a little bowl to catch any of the, we don't want to undo it there. Easier to undo it here. We're going to open this up. And hopefully there's not a whole lot of water coming out, just enough. Now, I put it in the wrong spot, so learn from me, don't do that. You want it directly under the fill valve, so that way you catch it. Paper towels would make that a lot easier. You're gonna need to get your adjustable wrench. Really, you should be able to easily loosen it. By hand, loosen the rest. If you press from the top, it'll help at least keep the seal at the top sealed up. All right, lift and remove. There we go. I'll show you what I'm seeing here. You can see it's just this tiny little stream, but now by putting a little toilet paper in there, we've directed the stream into a specific location. So it's going where we want it to, because the hole's about an inch bore. So we'll go ahead and let that drain, and when we're done, I will come back with you. All right, so here is the G-Max fill valve from the Toto Drake. This is the originally installed back in 2010. Has had no issues, but recently it's been screaming when you flush and it refills. Nice high pitch with a low timbre kind of a sound. So what we're going to do is remove the Korky from its packaging, adjust it to the same height. We'll use this as a reference since it's got a height adjustment here, and set it up and then install it. Show you how it all works. All right, so what we have here is, again, the Korky and the original. All right, let's see what comes in this bad boy. So, got the manual, then we've got, looks like, various parts. We'll see what all these are. And the fill valve itself. And the hose. Yeah, it's got a brand new clip and everything. Sweet. And if you have any issues, you can always call their helpline. I have not tried it. Hopefully they're have a local helpline instead of an international one. 10-year warranty. Warranty's only as good as company, but I know they've been around quite a while, so let's just follow the instructions. They highly recommend to watch their install video, which if you're interested in watching their install video, hopefully I'll add a little something that they haven't, who knows. So take new valve, twist counterclockwise. So when they say twist counterclockwise, they're talking about the top to twist counterclockwise. So you're twisting it like so, as opposed to grabbing the bottom and twisting it counterclockwise, which locks it since it's counter to the top portion. All right, so twist top counterclockwise, and you can slide it up till it's the proper height. So we want to match the existing height. So we'll just hold that pair right next to each other and slide that sucker till we're in about the right position, because I'm assuming that once you twist it, it has these little locking points, so it's going to slide and shorten itself. So if that's the case, let's make it a little longer. And then when we twist the bottom counterclockwise, let's go down there a little bit. When we twist the bottom counterclockwise, it locks it in place. Or twist the top clockwise. We've locked it in place. It appears to be the same height. So now what's the next step? Place valve in tank and push down until fill valve water level is about 1/2 inch below the top of the flush valve overflow. You should also have a water line in your toilet, and I'm sure that that water line is going to be the same, have that same principle or property, that it'll be 1/2 inch below it. And it appears that that's the case. All right, to give you an idea what I was looking at here. What I'm looking at here, it might be a little hard to see, but I'm looking at this yellow line, our existing fill line, which is going to correspond to the top of the tube, maybe a skosh below it or higher, depending on the surface tension. And then you're matching it up, this line to be 1/2 inch above here. So again, that appears to be, might be a little over it. You can see water level. Yeah, I think it's probably right on it. All right, so after you do that, so remove the valve from tank and lock valve. Twist the top clockwise till you feel a snap. It's locked when this line here is in line with these pegs. Place it in and hand tighten. You're putting that tip down in there and setting it down. We're going to leave it loose like it says. So on that old valve, you'll notice there was a tab here. This is an anti-tamper tab, but we don't need that because we are the homeowners, unless you're the home property owner who's watching this video, which God bless you, Godspeed. Yeah, got this little plastic doober-dauber, this metal one. Two different style of clips. This is your tamper resistant piece. And then mounting nut for tightening down. And it actually has right here written on it, this side only. So I'm going to hold the valve on the top with one hand, and I'm going to tighten it down with the other. It's kind of nice that it's a hand turn, because that way you don't need any tools, except for the fact that I needed a tool to loosen all this stuff. Oh, and you'll feel it start to snug and tighten up as you bring it up. Oh, yeah. And it says hand tighten only. So I am hand tightening only. Okay, next I'm going to insert this metal clip in this rubber tube. Let's see. Looks like maybe the best way to do this kind of get it started on one end and then twisting is always a good method. Sometimes if you put it under some hot water or just put water on it in general, you'll lubricate it. So now I've got it in the right spot. Let's go to the top. This clips on right like that. And then this is going to slide onto there. We've got the fill valve in place. So we're going to reconnect. And turn on that water, nothing's going to happen because I have the water shut off downstairs. But typically if you don't have a manifold in your basement or somewhere in your house to shut off the distribution of water, you'll need to do what I just did and turn on your valve down here. All right, I'm going to go downstairs and you'll hear the water turn on. Perfect. As you can see, the water level is spot on. I think it was easier to use the existing valve location, especially if it's the same kind, like that G-Max and the Korky are the same style, so matching it was easy. But using the water line within the toilet also works, and you can see that it sits and the surface tension is just there pulling. You can kind of see it. Toilet now has a valve that doesn't scream anymore. I know I didn't have a before to give you an example of what that scream sounds like, but if yours is going out, you will understand and know exactly what it sounds like. So, there we go. Cheers.